Okay, we're live. Hello and a very warm welcome for joining in this 10-minute hangout. My name is Uzair, and I'm very pleased to say we have Marcus Tomlinson with us online. Marcus runs Black Sheep Revolution and will talk about personal and business development. Hello, Marcus. How are you?
Well, good morning, Uz. I am fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
No, thank you for joining in and giving up your precious time.
My pleasure.
So let's get started with who you are, what you do.
Okay, thank you. Well, as I said, my name is Marcus Tomlinson. I'm the founder of Black Sheep Revolution. Essentially, I wanted to create a revolution in the way that we approach business, the way we interact with each other, and get us to do it in a more positive way, both at work and at home. And having been the black sheep of the family in some ways, but I like to think in a positive way because I went out to do things that maybe others wouldn't have. For example, I was called a black sheep just for going to London by some of my dear friends in Yorkshire. So it's the positive connotation of that. And I spend my time working with individuals and companies, helping them change their mindset, get into a much more positive, proactive, productive state in order to have more fun at work and in business.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about stress management. Is that mainly at work or in personal life as well, where you can help people?
Good question. It's actually, to me, it's a holistic thing. Everything's interconnected. How we feel at work can be affected by how things are at home, and of course, how things are at work. We can frequently bring that home as well. So it's more about allowing ourselves to understand that it's okay to have a stress management program and to acknowledge when we're stressed and do something about it. I've worked quite a lot abroad, and in a lot of the Nordic countries, they're really good at having a stress management program. They would, if you ask somebody in the UK if you got one, they'll probably look at you sideways and go, well, not really sure what you're talking about. It's hugely empowering, and it means that if you are doing something positive to manage your stress on a daily basis, you can handle stuff in a much more effective way. You don't have that emotional reaction to so many things. So it's hugely important, but more than ever from a health point of view. What might interest you is we have the worst levels of heart attack, strokes, and high blood pressure in Western Europe relative to our level of healthcare, if you like. So it's hugely important. These are all things we can prevent and do something about. So engaging in some sort of stress management strategy in an approachable way that you can do every day is hugely important.
But do you find a lot of people are in denial that they don't have stress? Or what are the first signs of when somebody is suffering from stress?
So classic things are that sort of thing you get at the back of your shoulders, or that little pain you get at the back of your neck, and you're just doing a bit of this. You're feeling overtired. Maybe you're a bit more emotional in the way you react to people and situations. They're all classic indicators that you're not managing something. And so if you've got any of those going on, even if your general health, those little aches and pains and niggles, they all stem from some level of stress. So it's really important the second you start any of those symptoms coming on, find somebody, do something about it, because it's so much easier than you think and more fun than you probably think.
So, what would be your top tip on how to de stress?
Take time for yourself. You need to take maybe 10, 20, ideally half an hour a day to do something. So whether it's just going for a walk, doing some deep breathing exercises, and turn everything off. Turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Gosh, turn all those alerts off. You don't need them. All the things anything you react to on a daily basis that gives you that little jolt or maybe gives you butterflies in your stomach, identify it. Find a different way of handling it. But one of the quickest and easiest routes is to do some deep breathing exercises on your own somewhere. Just take a little bit of time so you have some downtime for your brain, because that's essentially what you're not doing, because it never goes offline. When you sleep, you're still dreaming. If you proactively during the day give it some downtime to repair and sort out what's going on, it's hugely powerful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I find that when I'm sitting on my desk and working all day long, you get tired very quickly, your concentration levels go down. But then
Yeah.
I came across this little app, which is kind of like a little timer. And what it does is you switch it on, work for 25 minutes, and it will buzz. And
Yes.
then you have a break for 5 minutes, just get off your chair, go and grab some water or a hot drink or whatever, come back, and you'll find that your concentration levels have gone up quite high, and you'll be a lot more productive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, people who think, and any employers out there who think you should be tied to your desk and work, 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 is such old thinking. That is the least way you'll get productivity about of your team and staff. I mean, take Pfizer, for instance, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They realize a lot of our best ideas come not when you're sat there really trying to focus on a problem, but when you're on holiday or at 2 o'clock in the morning. We all have a thing where a thought pops into our mind. That's the way the brain works. You give it a challenge, it goes off and does stuff, and will bring the answers back to you at a time probably when you're not thinking about it. So with their chief developers, their chief scientists, they said you've got to take 1 week a month off,
Really?
paid, fully paid, all fine. Their results and their productivity went up through the roof. So a lot of the key forward-thinking companies who are really investing in themselves and their workforce recognize that time away from the desk or time away from your task is equally important if you want true, long-lasting, sustainable productivity.
Yeah,
And just one other thing to mention. Obviously, I know we don't have a lot of time. I think what might be helpful is if we think our brain is a bit like our laptops or computers, a super computer. The analogy I give you is, when you buy a brand new machine, a new laptop or a tablet or a PDA, and it flies, doesn't it? It's so quick compared to
yeah.
what you were doing. Then what tends to happen is we load loads of apps and programs on it, and over time, what happens? It slows right down. Do you know what? That's what you're doing to your brain every single day if you've done it for your whole life. And the thing is that consciously or subconsciously, you're probably running all sorts of apps and programs which don't add value to your day. In fact, they can be the ones that are making you feel tired or stressed. And this is the great thing. It doesn't matter what you've been running in the past. You can do a reformat if you like and choose to get some really good positive programs running that do add value to your day and do allow you to feel refreshed and have more energy on a regular basis. So it's just a question of going out and finding those tools and techniques. Obviously, that's what we teach with many people who work with us. But get books on personal development, listen to podcasts on stress management and personal development. Surround yourself with good information and good input. Do you know what? Just might rub off on you and start to
Mm.
change your personality. And I think most people, you probably want to be, if you're 80% of the time more positive than you were, wow, that's a great impact on your life. And I think that's sometimes something worth aiming for. You don't have to think, oh, I'll never be 100% this all the time. Well, nobody is. The most positive person in the world isn't full on 100%. But if you get from maybe 30% of the time to 50 to 80, the world really is a much more exciting place. Work really is much more fun.
So let's move on a little bit about positive affirmations and how to change your mindset to be extremely positive and cut out all the negative things.
Great, thanks for mentioning that. Affirmations are essentially a form of programming. So what you are saying is if you have some traits or habits which are not helpful to you, now no one watching this will ever procrastinate and put loads of stuff off before doing the task they really should do. What I used to do, obviously, we all do that. So the first thing you do with something called a positive affirmation, it's a way of stating to yourself, to your brain, to say, hang on, I'm no longer happy with this. So rather than saying I procrastinate, you would say, I'm really focused on the tasks in hand and I get them done when I need doing them. You write that down, you keep it somewhere on a bit of paper or on some hardware or software somewhere, and you look at it on a daily basis and you're saying it out loud because you want the brain and you to realize this is the new you. It's a very simple way of programming a different way of being. The brain hears that and then says, oh, hang on, are you serious about this? Yeah, I'm going to say it again tomorrow and again tonight. I am hugely passionate about my role, whatever it might be. I am focused. I am able to make all of these positive affirmations about why you can achieve. If you are quick-tempered, then say, being calm and able to manage my stress means I have a more productive and enjoyable day. It's a fantastic affirmation. So this is all about layering, part of the reprogramming process. And if you do it, you then start to develop the habits of super successful people. So affirmations, look it up, obviously get in touch with me or whoever you want to, and start getting some positive stuff. Reprogram what's going on and start to push out the old programming, which is snuck in there through default. Replace it with some positive affirmations on a daily basis. Does that answer your question?
Oh, absolutely. Very well said. And the last thing which I want to touch on is about the strategic deconditioning. Is that of the mind or the mindset or both?
Absolutely. What a great phrase that. Strategic deconditioning. It was a new friend of mine, Mark Smith, he works in stress management. He's a great drummer. And he helps counsel people who've had real challenging. And it was a phrase I borrowed from him. And essentially, it's great for some people don't want to think of affirmations, and some people don't maybe want to meditate. That just doesn't sit in their sphere of comfort zone. So in the boardroom, we talk about strategic deconditioning, which is a way of going in and grabbing hold of this, of like you would a team of people. So you view yourself, the individual, as your team, and it has various facets to it: the marketing team, the sales team, the finance team, the software team, whoever it might be. And then you decondition it by taking it out of its comfort zone, get rid of all the negative traits that team are using, and put in some positive stuff. You can do it for your team, you can do it for yourself. So strategic deconditioning is a hugely powerful tool.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Marcus, for sharing your expert tips and advice and your time with all of us. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll invite you back to do some more sessions like this.
Okay, I'd be delighted.
And thank you for everyone else watching in this video. If you wish to go to Marcus's website, the links will be underneath this video. If you enjoyed this video, please share, subscribe, or comment. Till next time, take care. Bye for now. Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks very much. All the very best. Cheers. Have a great day.